कॉम्पिटिशन मध्ये उतरायचं. बघा की. Good morning students. In the previous video we had finished till paragraph number 8 of the chapter The Snake and the Mirror. Now till here we had seen all the description of the writer, we can say about the description of the room and about his belongings, and he was discussing about the writer was discussing about his looks and how conscious he is about his looks and all we had discussed till now. Now he is sharing his own experience to his friends. This is the scenario what exactly is happening there, and he is sharing his experience. Now when as it is discussed before that the snake has coiled itself onto his arm, and now he is feeling as if it is crushing, and at the same time he is feeling the great presence of this world's creator, and that is God. And he is feeling himself as actually he was life, but he was feeling now he is a image in a stone with flesh and blood, and this was just because of the snake. Even he could not act there, he could not move there, even he can't make a slight movement there. Why? Because the snake was very close to him and the hood was near to his face, just 2 or 3 inches far away from his face. So anything could happen at any point of time, and just as a precaution he was not moving there. Now let us continue with the next paragraph number 9, what exactly it is. At my slightest movement, the snake would strike me. Death lurked 4 inches away. Suppose it struck, what was the medicine I had to take? There were no medicines in the room. I was but a poor, foolish and stupid doctor. I forgot my danger and smiled feebly at myself. It seemed as if God appreciated that. The snake turned its head, it looked into the mirror and saw its reflection. I do not claim that it was the first snake that had ever looked into a mirror, but it was certain that the snake was looking into the mirror. Was it admiring its own beauty? Was it trying to make an important decision about growing a mustache, or using eyeshadow and mascara, or wearing a vermilion spot on its forehead? Now these are some questions raised by these are some questions which are popped into the heart or into the brain of into the mind of this doctor. There were various questions. Before to that, what he is discussing, let us continue. As my slightest movement, the snake would strike me, and he was very confident. The doctor was really very confident. If he make a slight movement, the death was very close to him, and that is the reason he was having a lot of patience and he was sitting idle there. Okay. Death lurked 4 inches away, and his death was just 4 inches away from him. You will go find out the meaning of the word lurked. Suppose it struck. What was the medicine? Now he was confused. Being a doctor, now listen. For us, for we common person, it is okay that we don't know what exactly the medicine we have to use if a snake bites us. But being a doctor, he should be very conscious and he should know what exactly he should consume to survive himself if the snake bites. And he should have all kind of first aid with him. Being a doctor, right? Usually we all should have first aid with us every time. So being a doctor, it is expected that he should have his first aid with him, that in case, if suppose the snake bites him, what kind of medicine he could consume. But he was thinking there because he was not having anything with him, any medicine with him. Then what was the medicine I had to take? There were no medicines in the room. So see how careless this fellow is, that he was not having a single kind of medicine with him if a snake bites with him. Generally we don't keep, but being a doctor, as he is a doctor, we expect that he should have that kind of medicines with him, available with him. I was but a poor, foolish and stupid doctor, and that time he realized, and what he is saying, and that time he is saying that yes, I was but a poor, foolish and stupid doctor. He is saying yes, I was a foolish doctor, that too stupid again, because being a doctor he was not having any kind of first aid or any medicine with him. Then I forgot my danger and smiled feebly at myself. And he forgot all the danger, and he was smiling at himself that what nonsense fellow I am, that I don't have any medicine with me. Then it seemed as if God appreciated that. The snake turned its head, and he felt that now God is having mercy on him, and the snake turned his face in the sense he turned, the hood was like this, and now he turned his hood in this way. Now then the snake turned its head. It looked into the mirror and saw its reflection. And now the snake has turned its head, and the snake was looking into the mirror. Then and saw its reflection. I do not claim that it was the first snake that had ever looked into a mirror. So he is saying, I am doubtful. I don't know whether this one is the first snake to look into the mirror or what. I don't know exactly what the thing is. But it was certain that the snake was looking into the mirror. But it was confirmed. It was certain. It was confirmed that the snake was looking into the mirror. That was confirmed. And was it admiring its own beauty? Now this question was popped in his mind, that whether what exactly the snake might be looking into the mirror. Was it admiring his own beauty? As if the doctor was admiring his own beauty, he was praising himself. Okay, so he is saying that, was he admiring his own beauty? Was it trying to make an important decision about growing a mustache? So he is saying that, this author is saying that, and whether like me, means similar to doctor, whether this snake is trying to make an important decision of growing mustache. Okay, then or using eyeshadow. Now he's shifted from a male character to a female character, or whether he is saying that now means growing a mustache and all, this is all he's thinking all about, means he's associating all the characteristics of the male here. Now he had come up and he is saying that what he is saying, or the snake was making decision of or using eyeshadow and mascara, or wearing a vermilion spot on its forehead. Now, and this doctor is saying whether this snake was making an important decision to apply eyeshadow, to apply mascara, or to use a vermilion spot. Vermilion spot means what? What we call in Hindi kumkum. Okay, so that is called as vermilion spot. So this doctor is saying whether the snake was planning all these things when the snake was looking into the mirror, whether to use vermilion spot, apply vermilion spot on the forehead, or to apply eyeshadow, mascara and all. So this is just what he is thinking there. I did not know anything for certain. I did not know anything for certain what sex was the snake. Was it male or female? I will never know, for the snake unwound itself from my arm and slowly slithered into my lap. From there it crept onto the table and moved towards the mirror. Perhaps it wanted to enjoy its reflection at closer quarters. I was no mere image cut in granite. I was suddenly a man of flesh and blood. Still holding my breath, I got up from the chair. I quickly went out through the door into the veranda. From there, I leaped into the yard and ran for all I was worth. Now, what did this doctor do? Now he was thinking, actually he was not familiar with the sex of the snake, whether it was male or female. It is just a part of joke. Then, I will never know, for the snake unwound itself from my arm and slowly slithered into my lap. And now slowly unwound means now it was removing the coils, whatever he had coiled there. Now he was slowly coming out of it, and it slowly slithered down onto his lap. As he was sitting on the chair, now the snake is slowly moving down, slithering. Slithering means moving slowly downside, and it went near to his lap, and it slithered onto his lap. Then perhaps it wanted to enjoy the reflection at closer quarters. And what this doctor is thinking, that the snake is moving, slithering down, because I guess that the snake want to go close to the mirror and admire its own beauty and look and see himself more closely, herself. Okay, so and see herself more closely into the mirror above and to look on himself. Then from there it crept onto the table and moved towards the mirror, and slowly from his lap, it crept onto the table and moved close to the mirror. I was no mere image cut in granite, and he's saying that I was image. Granite, you know, was stone, a type of stone. So this mostly it is used for the tiles as well as for constructing the kitchen and all and all. So this doctor is saying that I was like a image, like a statue in a granite stone. Okay, so I was no mere image cut in granite. I was suddenly a man of flesh and blood. And now from this granite he has changed into a man of flesh and blood, because the snake was released from his hand, from his shoulder, and now the snake was close to the mirror, onto the table. Now there was a gap between the doctor and the snake. Now suddenly he had turned into a human being, like, means he is saying that now I was able to move, I was able to act, I could take some action on it. And what did he do? Still he was holding his breath. Then I was no mere image cut in granite, I was suddenly a man of flesh and blood. Now he was no more an image in granite, now he was a man of flesh and blood. Then, even though he had become a man of flesh and blood, but then also he was holding his breath, because he could not feel free. As he was before, he could not feel free. See, danger was in front of him. Definitely, even though we are at his place, we could not feel free. Okay, then I got up from the chair. I quickly went out through the door into the veranda. From there, I leaped into the yard and ran from all I was worth. And from there, what did he do? He ran out of the door. He jumped into the veranda and ran as fast as he can. He started running there. Phew, each of us heaved a sigh of relief. And phew it is an informal sign, we can say, like that. Then each of us heaved a sigh of relief. Each of us means the group of the doctors, those who were listening to this fellow, to this doctor, homeopath doctor. So they gave a sigh of relief. All of us lit PDs. Somebody asked, "Doctor, is your wife very fat?" Another question was raised from one of his friends. "Is really your wife fat?" So, no, the doctor said, "God willed otherwise. My life companion is a thin, reedy person." Thin, reedy means slim one, with the gift of a sprinter. Sprinter means the one who can run fast. Someone else asked, "Doctor, when you ran, did the snake follow you?" So, these were the questions which his friends were interrogating him. Is your wife fat? Did the snake come behind you? And all and all. Then the doctor replied, "I ran and ran till I reached a friend's house. Immediately, I smeared oil all over myself and took a bath. I changed into fresh clothes. The next morning at about 8:30, I took my friend and one or two others to my room to move my things from there. But we found we had little to carry. Some thief had removed most of my things. The room had been cleaned out, but not really. The thief had left behind one thing as a final insult." "What was that?" I asked. Now see, the doctor, as soon as he started running, he stopped at his friend's house. Means he was very scared, he was very afraid that as he started running from his room, he stopped to his friend's house, and for the whole night he stayed there, and next morning he took a bath there, and next morning when he came with his friend and two more persons there to collect all the belongings from that place and to leave the place, what could he see? He could see that most of the things were washed away by a thief. Very few things were left for him to carry with him. But he was found, we had little to carry. Some thief had removed most of my things. The room had been cleaned out, but not really. Doctor is saying that yes, the room was completely clean, but not really complete. Means not completely it was clean, because why? What was the thing which were left behind? And he was saying that the things were not completely washed out. What was that? I asked. The doctor said, "My vest, the dirty one." The fellow had such a sense of cleanliness, the rascal would have taken it and used it after washing it with soap and water. See how dirty this fellow is. Being a doctor, he should be very hygiene. He should have that kind of hygienic sense. But this fellow, I don't also have that kind of sense, and he is less clean, then what is saying? That fellow means who? The thief. He would have carried this my waste as well, so that he could wash it with soap and water and use it. But is it really possible to do that? Nonsense. Then, did you see the snake the next day, doctor? And the next question was raised by his friend. Did you see the next question? Did you see the next? Did you see the snake next day? It was asked. Then the doctor laughed. I have never seen it since. It was a snake which was taken with its own beauty. And he is saying that no, I had never seen the snake again, and that was really very beautiful snake. It was having its own grace, its own beauty hidden within it, and that was really beautiful. Now he is praising. But at that point of time, when the head of the snake or the hood of the snake was very close to him, he was he was feeling as if death is very close to him. But now, when he is far away from that incident, and the incident it has covered a lot of days, so he is feeling, yes, the snake was having its own beauty and all. Now it is possible for him to speak in the way, but practically it's not possible. Okay, so this is all about the discussion of paragraph number, explanation of paragraph number 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Hope so you understood. And from all these paragraphs you have to underline all the new words. As usual, you have to write down the synonyms of these words, and if possible, use all those words into sentence, one sentence each. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day.